Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to one of my SOL review videos for the grade 8 SOL test. We have another multiple choice question here. This one's got a little geometry involved in it, and it says that Raymond needs to cover the entire surface of this square-based pyramid with paper. And it asks us what's the minimum amount of paper he will need. So when you see a problem like this, you typically think of two possibilities. You're either thinking of, I'm going to be using the volume formula of a square-based pyramid, or the surface area formula of a square-based pyramid. And since we are completely covering the outside of this square-based pyramid with paper, we're covering the object rather than filling it, so we're talking about surface area. Now, you'll be provided the surface area formula for pyramids when you actually take the SOL test. I have provided the surface area formula for square-based pyramids. Let's make sure we understand what this formula says, though, before we use the formula. So it says surface area, SA stands for surface area, of course, that equals 1/2 times the P, which is the perimeter, which perimeter is the distance around the base of this figure. So it's that distance added to that distance, added to that distance, added to that distance. That's the perimeter. So we add all those up, and that gives us our P. The SH stands for slant height, and this is our slant height. Now, what is the difference between slant height and height? Height would be a measurement from the center of this pyramid if we were standing inside the pyramid right in the center of it and measuring directly to the peak. Whereas slant height is if you're standing on the outside of the pyramid and measuring to the peak. So we finally find that figure, and then we add to that big B. Now, this is a capital B for a reason. What big B stands for is the area of the base, and this base is a square. So we need to find the area of this region, essentially the bottom of the pyramid. So once we find that, we add that to our formula. All right, so now that we understand what each of these variables or letters represent, let's go ahead and solve our question here, our problem. So surface area equals 1/2. And I'm going to go ahead and put parentheses around everything so that we can see that everything's being multiplied together. So then we're looking for our P first, which is again is the perimeter around the base of this square-based pyramid. Since this side measures 12, so must this side, and so must this side, and so must this side. So if all of these are 12, I simply add them up, which gives me a total base perimeter of 48. The next thing I'm looking for, again, is the slant height, and that's easy to find out. That's given to us directly here as a measurement of 11 feet, so I'm going to add that to our formula. And then finally, we add to that big B. And again, big B is the area of the base. It's all this bottom area here. And since this bottom area is a square, to find the area of a square, we take one of the sides and we square it. So since one of the sides is 12, we take 12 and we square that. 12 squared is 144. And again, that 144 was found by squaring 12. And that gives us our big B to plug into our formula. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and break out our calculator here and find out what 1/2 of 48 times 11 is. So I'm going to just put 0.5 times 48 times 11. That gives me 264. But I still have to add 144 to that. It's important that you do the multiplication first and then you add the 144 on at the end. Order of operations is still in play. So when I add these two lengths together, or these two measurements together, or amounts together, it gives me 408. And since I'm talking about the surface area of something, I have to take my unit and square it. So it's feet squared or square feet. So it looks like our answer B is the correct answer. Where would be some potential pitfalls if I were a student taking this test and trying to answer this question? Well, first of all, maybe not recognizing that P, perimeter, is the entire distance around the base of this thing, not just one of the sides. If I just used one value or one side length instead of all the way around, then I'd have a 12 in this spot instead of a 48. That would cause a problem. Also, maybe not knowing what the big B stands for, which is finding the area of the entire base. It is crucial that you recognize what all the pieces of this formula mean before you can actually use the formula. I would say that's probably the biggest possible roadblock to getting to the right answer in a question like this. So make sure that you've practiced with this formula before so that you're comfortable using it if this appears on your SOL test. All right, everybody, thanks for watching and have a great day.